Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are here for game number 1 of a best of 3 series between URSUS Gaming and Khan. It is MLP Dota. As you probably already saw on the stream, it's been a bit of an interesting day. There's been plenty of issues going on. But, luckily for us, we did manage to get back into the stream just before the draft ended. And there it is in front of you, URSUS Gaming, the Razor, Clockwork, Winter Wyvern, Necrophos, and Huskar. And Khan, they go straight into the Slider, Snapfire, Mars, Anti-Mage, Pugna, both of which are very interesting drafts. I can't tell you which one's better though. Like, just based off looking at both these drafts, they're both pretty interesting. I'd say I'd probably be leaning slightly more towards Khan's draft. Just because you have the Pugna into the Huskar. Makes his life a living hell. The Slider, of course, is just amazing right now. Mars is obviously very, very good. Especially when you combine it with the Snapfire. And it does look like it's probably going to be a support Mars coming out. Like a position 4. And oh no. Are we having this again? Is this really going to happen again? Looks like it may. As it looks like the stream has cut out, or maybe not. Oh, never mind.
Well worth it.
Alright. We're into the game. Bit of lag. It's fine. Can't see any heroes right now, but that's also okay. What I was trying to say is that this Dire draft does look pretty scary. It could go either way. Of course, you've got a Razor on the other side. Up against the AM. But the thing is, the AM can just blink out anytime he wants. So the static link doesn't really matter apart from that laning phase. So overall, I mean, I think Khan just has the better draft. Mind you, if URSUS play their draft very well, they could really just close this game out way too quick. And Khan may not really have a chance to make anything of their draft. But only time will tell. We'll find out. We'll see how well this Huskar does in lane. We'll see how well the Clock can do just roaming around trying to find kills. But I mean, this draft from the Dire, like, you got the Slider, you got the Mars, you got the Snapfire. You've got the Huskar counter in the Pugna.
30 seconds to battle.
You've just got every answer, it feels like.
Another life squandered. Well worth it.
Get into it. Looks like it will already be a 2-for-2 trade on bounties as Radiant has secured both top bounties, unless we're about to see a blink in from the AM, but of course it is level 1. Definitely don't want to have to skill blink if you can avoid it. Doesn't bother. It'll be a 2-for-2 trade between these two. Nice even start. Immediate tip coming out towards Yoki. Of course, that mid lane is going to be a pretty interesting one to say the least. Arrow going to be there up against the Huskar, and that's just not a Huskar favored lane at all. In fact, he already goes for the first point in his E, getting that inner fire, just ensuring he can sustain the lane up against the harassment that is almost certain to come out from the Pugna. Yeah, the stream is a little bit choppy. I apologize about that. I can't really do much about it. Hopefully, it just fixes itself. We did already see Dire Courier and a Radiant Courier going down straight off the bat between these two. Up at the top lane, just trading couriers. Back to that mid lane. You'll see the Huskar copying a hell of a lot of harassment here. Decrepify Nether Blast. Over and over again is the name of the game here for Arrow. Still, with that inner fire, he'll be able to heal up quite well. Not too much of a concern for the Huskar. As long as he doesn't get caught off guard, it's really not a big deal for him at all. Top lane though, this AM is copying a hell of a lot of harassment. Very cancerous kind of lane with the Necrophos Winter Wyvern. not really much the AM can do. He's just got to sustain himself. Of course, you'll see the Snapfire move in, start trying to harass out that Wyvern, make it a little bit more comfortable for the AM to get some last hits, but it is going to be very, very hard. Necrophos just tends to dominate in lane no matter what. It's down to that bot lane, which is the one we haven't looked at yet. It's not actually a core Slardar, but rather a core Mars. So they are running a position for Slardar instead. And speaking of that pos for Slardar, he starts moving in up towards top lane, where they'll go after Sadoy. They find the stun. Do they have the follow-up? They don't even need it. They will get the first blood. And it'll be the AM who picks it up to make matters even better for the side of Khan. It's not really spelling great news for the Radiant. Like, the one advantage their draft has is they're online early. So I've got to avoid giving away too many kills to a carrier like AM who desperately will need that farm. Of course, a lot of that space that the AM will require is going to be coming out from Arrow on the Pugner, who will have to essentially roam around and make that space, force pressure onto those towers, and allow the AM to just freely farm his jungle or any lane he likes, really. So they find the Mars as well. Nice little pick up there from Plov. Static Link just followed him down and eventually got the kill. Nothing too special about that. Pretty big pickup as well, considering that is a core Mars. So Ush is still having a rather rough time up against his Pugner. In fact, Arrow has doubled his CS so far on that Pugner, which is really to be expected, because you just spam Decrepify. You can't do anything. So Plov, at the very least, having a good time on the Razor. Essentially free farming. AM now, moving pretty deep. Not really sure what the plan is here. He's going to try and drain some mana here from Sadoy. A cop a fair bit of harassment though. Splinter Blast will come out as well. Loses half his HP for that. Bot lane, they'll find the Mars with the Cogs Battery Assault. So now URSUS trying to follow through with this kill. They should be able to find it as well as Y. Just follows him down, and Plov does have the damage output. Meanwhile, Puba ends up finding Yoki up at the top lane. And so the Wyvern will also end up dropping. But that'll make it a 2 for 2, and now Sadoy going to get jumped on again by the AM. Still, he's losing quite a bit of HP, but he's completely out of mana. Slardar could not get in range to get another stun off, so he'll back off now. Get himself a bounty rune. But I like this play from Khan. They're really trying to ensure that AM has a safe free lane. Not allowing this Necrophos to do whatever he wants in this lane anymore. And sure, you've got to force the Slardar over to make that happen, but I think it's well worth it. Speaking of the Slardar, of course, he's coming mid lane now, where he may make a play onto Ush. They did just use the Nether Blast though, so they may want to wait that out a little bit, but no, they're running with the stun to Decrepify. Another Nether Blast coming out with the life drain, and Ush really just has to run for his life. Now he'll turn around though, and well, he will find a very, very easy kill as Y ensures Arrow couldn't break any form of distance. It looks like there's a Mars dropping very low down at the bot lane, and yeah, he does, but he will be able to get himself out. So we're 4-2 now. That Radiant draft slowly starting to come out online.
Dire structures are fortified.
Trying to make a play now, Yoki. It's stunned up. They will chase him down. He does get blocked up, Yoki. Should definitely be dead here. And again, the AM is the one to pick it up. And now Y doesn't actually get the cogs off and trap the AM. He'll continue the chase though with the battery assault, but I don't believe he'll find anything here. Bit of a misplay coming out from Y. It was quite a quick sidestep though from the AM to ensure he didn't get trapped in those cogs. That was a pretty big missed opportunity. In fact, now can't start moving forward. Top lane is getting ganked right now, though Mitch may have gone a bit too far. Luckily for him, Guardian Sprint allows him to run very, very quickly. It looks like he'll be perfectly fine. Get himself out of there. Mitch, Sadoy. Try and go on the slider, but Splinter Blast does not love. And now, stuns coming out. They have the AM to follow up. It's an easy kill coming out at the top lane. It just seems to keep happening. They don't have level 6 on Necrophos, but they keep chasing these kill attempts on the slider. You're just never going to be able to lock him down without Reaper's Scythe. I'm not sure why they keep insisting on chasing this slider down. It's a support slider anyway. He doesn't mind dying. It's really not a big deal. It's given plenty of space and kills to this AM now. 3 kills, 1 assist. Even gives out a nice little tip to his mid laner Arrow. This AM's farm is starting to skyrocket. I mean, he's top of the net worth board where he really shouldn't be as an AM, but he is. It looks like they're going to find more Yoki getting caught out now by Mitch, and Yoki's dead. They'll feed the AM another kill. A Cookie will go forward. Puba trying to find more now. Sadoy, he should be able to find a trade though. No, the Death Pulse will not be enough. Mitch getting caught out as well. He should be dead, but he'll just stun and run away. And URSUS just aren't able to lock anyone down. Meanwhile, mid lane, Arena of Blood, Spear comes out, and Arrow just blows him up. URSUS, I mean, they have the early game draft, but they are getting run over right now. Arrow really applying that pressure mid. He's going to take that tier 1 tower while Ush is gone. And as it stands, they just don't have an answer to this AM's farm. He'll just keep going. In fact, Plov, he comes in now, but the life drain's already there from Arrow. Static Link doesn't do as much damage as life drain heals. And unfortunately, Plov found that out the hard way, as he does give another kill away to Arrow on the Pugna. So we're 4-7 now, 2k net worth lead for Khan. Looks like the Clockwork falling low somewhere across the map, and he will go down to Arrow on the Pugna. At this point, I'm not really sure why you would even bother showing up in that mid lane. Like, this Pugna is way too over leveled and too farmed up. He's top of the net worth board. I do hear a life break, but Mitch gonna get decrepified, should be able to run away just fine. He is still ticking out to those burning spears though, and looks like he will barely survive with his life intact. URSUS just desperately trying to find some pickoffs, but just getting so close yet so far. Arrow, level 10 now, at 10 minutes in. This is looking really bad. Not gonna lie for the Radiant side. I mean, it doesn't get much worse than this. When you're up against a level 10 Pugna at 10 minutes in, I mean, they just tend to steamroll. In fact, bot lane Y getting caught out in his own cogs, mind you. He gets speared up now in the AM. Gonna follow up once again. They will not feed the kill away to the AM this time, but rather they will give it to the Mars. Look at Arrow. Mid lane, Decrepify Nether Blast. He doesn't have life drain apparently. Or maybe he does, but just doesn't want to commit it. And yeah, he'll just wait for the secondary Decrepify into the Nether Blast. Puba trying to defend his tier 1 top tower. He will not get away with that. Though Plov won't actually kill him off. Just throws out a casual plasma field and that's it.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
And so a 4k net worth lead now. It's Khan have found everything. URSUS yet to find much on this map. When you look at that Husker's farm, he's over 2k behind the Pugna now. And again, this is a Pugna favorite matchup in that mid lane. But it's forced Ush to go for that 3 bracer build and kind of delay the armlet out a bit. Meanwhile, you look at the AM, he's almost got a Battle Fury up. In fact, he just needs a bit more gold, and I believe he has enough. So you're looking at around a 12-minute Battle Fury coming out on the AM. He's got his Battle Fury faster than the Husker has the armlet up. And so you can expect his farm to just escalate like crazy now. Boy, gotta be careful down at that bot lane. He's got a couple heroes on the dire side around him, but he'll be okay. The Slanter does get out of there. They're gonna go after Y instead in the mid lane, and this poor Clock has absolutely zero chance of survival right now up against that Pugna. Doesn't take much. And look at that graph, just going way down towards Khan. They're looking so darn powerful. In fact, with this draft that the Radiant side have, it's really hard to see them being able to come back in this game at this rate. Like, they've got to start making some smokes happen, it feels like, and just find some easy pickoffs, get some kills on this Husker, and start the snowball going. You know, it's just, nothing's happening right now for URSUS. They're just sitting there, essentially statically doing nothing. They are going to go for a curse on the Pugna. This could be massive. Stack up those fire spears, make it hard for Arrow. Rocket will fly in, but now the life train comes out. He'll heal himself up. Cogs was there as well from the Clock. The life break again, but the Decrepify is going to be there. And now the Arena of Blood and the spear flies out with the Mortimer's Kisses straight on top of that Clock. And Y will end up going down. Meanwhile, they didn't find anybody on the side of Khan. They are going to try and apply some pressure now. With that armlet up on the Husker, they're feeling confident enough. It's still not going to be an easy push though. It's still a very, very dangerous predicament to be in for URSUS. And while all this is happening, as you can see, the AM is just farming. As AMs do. It's just no two ways about it. He's having a great old time. 8.2k net worth. He's 3k ahead of the Razor on that AM.
Dire are scanning.
Yeah, Mitch gonna get spotted out trying to get a bounty rune. May get punished. Looks like Ush won't be able to get in range though to do anything. Meanwhile, the AM, no neutral items for him. He doesn't need it. Doesn't want it. Top lane, yeah, Mitch. Being chased down by Ush. Juking around quite nicely, but now Ush has found him. That'll be a nice pickup for the Husker. Those are the kind of kills you need to find as the Husker to try and bring your way back into this game. You can find a couple more of those, he may feel confident enough to start taking these big team fights. So speaking of bot lane, they do find the AM, but he should be able to blink out of here. Still Splinter Blast and Reaper's Scythe with the Cogs. They do find a huge kill. URSUS can just keep that up. They could bring themselves back into this game. You look at that respawn timer of the anti-mage. I mean, it's 50 seconds. It's huge. A lot of time on the sidelines.
Bottom tower is under attack.
As now they may head in towards that Roshan pit. Because Husker is pretty famous in this patch for taking out the Roshan by himself. Looks like they are going to find Y once again though for the side of Khan. But Ush has already started on the Roche with his team. Gets bashed though. Got to be very careful about those bashes. Another bash. Not getting bashed at the most unlucky time though, so he'll be alright. In fact, the Roshan is almost certainly just going to die here. Radiant side, they will manage to pick it up, and that should slow down Khan a bit. With that Aegis in hand, for the side of URSUS, I don't believe Khan will want to try and force anything too fast. Especially considering they just have their AM die as well. They probably just really don't want to take any team fights until he has that Manta up. And I suppose if you are on the side of URSUS, you don't mind a bit of a break right now, because it's been a bit of a hectic game for URSUS. It's being chased down constantly by Arrow. They have grouped up at the bot lane, Khan. Perhaps looking to make that tier 2 bot tower push and just take over the Radiant side jungle.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
We've seen how fast Arrow can take those tier 2s, but he's not in position right now. He's still in the mid lane. Ush will realize this. He starts pushing in that top lane himself. So they may just go for a direct trade. Though Khan are being very hesitant now while that Aegis is up. Of course, this is a real power spike for the side of the Radiant. That Sanj up with that armlet up. Ush almost has the Heaven's Halberd coming out as well. Could be a direct trade for those tier 2s though.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's top tower
Now they head towards that mid lane where again they'll find Y on the clock. The poor Clockwork is still at level 6, 18 minutes in. He just turns level 7. They won't actually make the jump either, although Slaughter
Dire's top tower
does
is
blink
under
out
attack.
eventually.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
That tier 1 mid gonna end up going down.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Khan, how do you respond to this? They have all their ultimates up, they're just not willing to jump yet. They're still waiting out that Aegis. Not allowing Ush to really capitalize with that item from the Roshan.
Well worth it.
He doesn't mind though. Tells him it's worth it anyway. Boy, gonna find Puba. Does have Reaper Scythe, but doesn't want to commit it this early on.
Scanning.
20-minute bounty runes. Looks like the side of Khan will actually find 3 of those bounties.
Radiant's top tower is
Last
under
one is
attack.
up at that top lane, and once it's surrounded by dire heroes, eventually they've got to find it. URSUS still have time on that Aegis, still want to try and make some use of it, and they are going to find Yamich. Yamich won't be able to just blink out of here. In fact, he gets hook shot up by Y. Battery Sword is going to be there, and Y should be able to just take him down, and they do. Spear will not latch onto anything from the Mars. And in fact, Y does end up getting that bounty rune, so it does end up being a 2-for-2 trade anyway. Seems like Khan just kind of left it there for no apparent reason.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Now the mid lane being pushed into URSUS, just feeling very confident.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Again, they're at a huge spike right now with their heroes.
Dire's under attack.
They understand they can abuse that spike.
Has been killed.
But here come those kisses flying in, trying to delay this tier 2 push.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
It does not really help too much though, as it does go down regardless.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Yamich Gonna find Yoki.
Radiant's bottom
Life
tower
Drain
is
was
under
there as well. Yoki just trying to run, but he'll get cleaned up again. The AM just gets in there and cleans it up. The Aegis, meanwhile, does expire on the Husker now. So you may find Khan feeling a lot more confident to start jumping in once again to these team fights. I think URSUS may feel a little bit uncomfortable across the map. Looks like it has been a very, very long time since we've actually seen a full-scale team fight come out between these two. But during that time, Khan's just maintained a 9k lead in net worth, so they're not too concerned. If they knew this, they'd be more than happy to just keep dragging out this game. I don't believe this favors URSUS at all.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
In fact, I'm kind of shocked they're not trying to pursue even more across the map. The top lane, there could be a gank. Image. We'll get the stun off. There was a life break, but now Decrepify, Life Drain, and the Nether Blast. It's not going to be enough, though. URSUS, do you really want to try and fight this? It looks like Khan are the ones that will just back out. They do not want to stick around any longer. This does buy space for the AM, though, pushing in that mid lane, forcing the TP out of the Razor. And this is just what anti-mages are good at. They just keep split pushing lanes, keep farming up. And actually, Cuba will get caught out. Bush will pick up the kill on the Husker. That'll make it an 8 to 14, but the net worth has not changed. I mean, Khan is still just ahead. URSUS still not really doing much. They seem to be confident enough to keep farming up with this draft. Husker does tend to drop off though as the time goes on, and Razor as well definitely just drops off. Necrophos getting caught out in the Arena of Blood. Life Drain going to be there, so that Ghost Form really not going to help Sudoi too much, but it does help enough to just barely allow him to survive with that mechanism. And Khan just continue to take this real slow. Love now has the BKB up on the Razor. It's another massive item that you'd think you'd want to use straight away, but... Oh, Plov, he's going to get caught out here. Mana Void will cancel the TP. Plov, of course, won't commit that 10-second charge. Absolutely no point in doing that. But it's going to be... they're going to be well aware now that that BKB is available on that Razor. Oh, top. Bush, life break wasn't really there, so Mars will just run out. So you've got the hook shot available on the clock.
Boom, there it goes.
Actually, a blink past the Winter Wyvern now. Arena of Blood being dropped, spear does not connect, and now the Winter's Curse coming in. They should be able to claim this easy Mars kill, or maybe they won't. Pipe will be there. He'll keep running, but there's the hookshot coming in from Y. Life Break will be there as well, and the Reaper sight. They just don't want to waste any time, because bot lane, AM is split pushing right now, and he's going to find a free tier 3 tower.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And it's just that easy. Mars just buys a hell of a lot of time, and now in fact they're going to find even more as Plov, he moved forward trying to clear out the creep wave. He's going to pay for it though with his life. The AM will just commit the Mana Void and claim the kill. And URSUS is just kind of running out of a game plan here. You got a 10-second charge on this Husker, 10-second BKB charge, but what does it matter if every one of your teammates is getting picked off one by one? In fact, Ush is trying to man fight this AM right now. It is not working in his favor though, as he has to run away.
Are under attack.
The AM will leave him be. Instead, they'll go after the Wyvern. A triple kill coming out now. He has enough gold to just outright buy the Basher.
Another life squandered.
And once that Basher's there, and there it is,
Middle tower
it's going to
is
be
under
that
attack.
much harder for this Husker to try and man-fight the AM. You won't have the opportunity to just armlet toggle and back off. Especially if you get bashed.
Roshan has fallen to the dark.
Immortality.
Dagon's now being spammed out by the Pugna. Arrow feeling very good about himself. Yamich moving forward. Sadoy doesn't get caught out. They do split up the Husker down at the bot lane. Ush, he's all by himself. He will manage to TP in the tree line though, and he'll be fine. Bit of a close call though. It's pretty lucky that the AM decided to just keep farming the ancient stacks instead of just blinking down and going for the kill attempt. Still, sooner rather than later, they're gonna have to try and defend this high ground.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack.
Why? Just gonna move in with the cogs. Just force them back. Cookie. So they found Ush. He is going to get Arena of Blooded, although speed doesn't come out in time, but it doesn't matter. Winter's Curse is there on the Mars. That actually kind of wastes the BKB of Ush. He'll still try and man-fight this. They do end up finding the Mars with that Reaper Scythe, but now the Kiss is flying in from Cuba. They do find Yamich as well on the slide of this. Could be massive for the Radiant side, but the problem is this AM, who is on top of Ush right now. Mana Void will fly out. He doesn't have the damage output any longer, though. And so the side of the Radiant URSUS, they've done a fantastic job of securing a pretty nice team fight for themselves. Just ignoring the AM who had the Aegis the whole time. Khan, I'm kind of shocked they lost that team fight.
Is under attack.
Those were a lot of 10-second BKB charges being used, to be fair, though. You have many rotations coming in bot lane. Did find Plov on the Razor, but Plov will be fine.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Regen rune coming up for the AM. Not really the best rune for the AM. You'll accept it. There will be a smoke now coming out, URSUS. Feeling confident. Or rather, Khan feeling confident as they're moving forward with the smoke. URSUS just backing off for now.
Radiant's
AM will clean up a nice little courier kill. Finds Y as well, and yeah, he'll go for the Abyssal Blade straight onto Y. Won't waste any time and just finds another easy pick off. URSUS kind of just trying to delay this game out as long as possible. They understand they can't really fight into this AM. Unless the rest of his team's dead, of course, in which case they definitely can. Khan, again, just continuing to farm up. They're at a 12 to 19, but more importantly, a 16k net worth lead their way. MKB now will come out on the Razor, but I just don't think that's going to really be that effective. Like, sure, you fix the issue of the AM having the butterfly up, but still feels like that that Plov will just melt. gonna say this game already is so much more even than the last series we watched though. Both teams really just playing a lot more safe, a lot more cautiously. As I say that bot lane, there is a team fight breaking out. The AM going in basically by himself. Winter's Curse will be there with the static link placed on him. They'll move over to the Husker where he does chase down Slaughter. They'll all just get away though. Everyone just backs out. Now with those BKBs down though, you might find Khan feeling confident enough to start moving in again, and that's exactly what's happening. Mitch is looking for an opening. The AM, he'll leave him be. He'll go back to the mid lane, just farm up the creep wave. And AM's job is never done. That job is only farming. There are pings coming out for that top tier 2 to go down. Looks like they will go ahead and sort that out now.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower has fallen.
There is a jump coming out. The AM, he does find Yoki on the Wyvern. Now going for more. Mid lane, they have gone on the Husker. Ush, he's by himself. The arena, it catches both. A fantastic arena at that. With the life drain on the Husker, he tries to armor toggle, but it's no use. As the spear away on the Necrophos, though. Not the greatest spear in the world, but it doesn't matter. Plov goes down. There is a TP. Cookie was not great, that's for sure. But who the hell cares about that? Mid tier 3 under siege now. Buybacks flying out from the supports of the Radiant side, but they need that Husker. Ush will buy back as well. Nothing's forcing back Khan though. They feel very confident to take this team fight once again. Why? We'll move in. He does find the cogs with the battery assault, but it will not stop the blink. So you just expended 3 buybacks, but you find no form of punishment, and Khan are already looking to try and find even more. You're just gonna wait for someone to walk onto that low ground.
Invisibility.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And so 1 rack's down. URSUS backs against the wall. Khan, while all this goes on, like they're still just farming fantastically. It's not a great position for URSUS to just be trapped in their base like this. Why? Trying to move forward as that clock. Nice little D ward out. Do they go for a fight though?
Are under attack.
Looks like they won't.
Coin for me.
Didn't find an opening for themselves. But she's still going to be worried about the fact that that AM could just split push the bot lane. And there isn't a tier 3 protecting that bot lane racks anymore either.
Dire are scanning.
We'll go for the Roshan instead. Got the AM still holding a cheese, but he can have 2. Rather have the Aegis anyway, and of course that refresh shard is going to be quite nice. It's a matter of what you want though. Do you want the double arena coming out, or would you rather the double Mortimer's Kisses? Seems like the Mortimer's Kisses are just more valuable if you keep that Snapfire alive though. Yamish, he has no time to think about it. He jumps in after Y. There will be a 4-staff out though. The AM now moving forward again onto Y. He really wants that clockwork, but the hook shot was there. Now the Husk copying a fair bit of damage. The Winter's Curse is going to save for now, and they'll go straight on that Pugner. But he has an Aeon Disc, and that Reaper Scythe is going to do absolutely nothing. They'll continue chasing though, but it looks like he's out of there. In fact, the life drain will keep him alive long enough. Now they'll turn around once again, going onto that Necrophos, and there's nothing he can do to survive this, as the cookie does land. Disconnections are there, and the GG war played has been called. And URSUS have lost game number 1. Khan, I mean, it looked like their game to lose the whole game. Yet they were ahead the whole time. It was just URSUS fell behind with their draft, and they just didn't have the kind of draft that could keep going. up against an AM, a Mars, a Slider, a Pugna. It's just way too much to deal with. Nevertheless, it is a best of 3 series. That was the first game going to Khan. Of course, we are going to go in and see how game number 2 goes very, very shortly. It is MLP Dota. Of course, you would have noticed by this point that there's been quite a few production issues. So hopefully, let's hope that there's no more going into this second game. We'll find out, I guess. It's MLP Dota. I'll be right back with you guys in just a moment for that game number 2.